Morning team. Morning team. Still not feeling great today, but going to do my best again to stick with you and help you out on this Thursday. So as always, starting off on the daily chart, you can see the daily chart on the unadjusted contract and the ETFs. We've already taken out all-time highs, right? So in the cash market, we're already well above all-time highs, meaning there is a lack of supply above head, which means if this market wants to keep moving, it can. The only thing lagging behind right now is the S&P, and in terms of trading them as a pair, right? So we're going to be watching that. Moves higher today, watching for potential liquidity if they're showing interest into the adjusted contracts of sort of 760s and 880s. But really, as far as I'm concerned, we are already at all-time highs. If we're going to offer a pullback today, right, I'm going to watch the open levels of yesterday, right in here. If we start flushing through that, I'm watching these wicks and this potential support. So if we do this today or tomorrow, there might be a pullback trade into here, and that will offer a new long continuation potentially next week. Right, so that trade is definitely possible. Thinking ahead to next week, if we come into here and we start to get stuck, all right, this is where we offer a bigger flush moment, and that might mark the top in the market if we're going to do that. So let's see. I'd like the S&P to come and take out all-time highs before we do that. So ideally, something like this, big expansion, and then a collapse, clean all this out, and then we can look to bid back up from here later on in this year. So that's where my head's at right now. So I know we are very, very high in terms of action, so it's not a good area to be buying in. So really, we want to be looking for dips if we're going to be buyers. I'm not really interested in buying highs of day, highs of week, highs of year. Bringing your eyes down into this hourly, you can see hourly right now coming back and rechecking this old RBS level. All right, so that was clear resistance yesterday. We took all of yesterday to build this down into here. All right, if you think about what we were looking for yesterday, buys off this area here. And it took until the end of the day. It offered an hour of a trade up, and unless you were trading Asia and London, you didn't get any of this. Unfortunately, it would have been nice if they left this move for us today. If they just based here, and we could have just taken a long back up there, it would have been very, very easy. But as always, this market at the moment seems to want to do lots of moves overnight, even though the range isn't that great. It's still only 100, 150 points, but given the range we had yesterday, that's a good trade. So this morning, I'm watching to see if this RBS holds. All right, I don't particularly expect it to, but if this holds for a continuation and a squeeze higher, if we come under here and we get stuck, right, there might be a rotation back down to this area where we found buyers yesterday. I will respect this area. So if I do take a short there, I'll be respecting this and taking profits into there, or at least some of them. Once we get down into this, I'll be waiting to see if we form one of these for a rotation back up, if we need to sweep underneath and do something like this, or if we're going to fail that level, right? If we're going to come really deep and fail this level and start trading down into this, all right, and clean up all these stops. Remember, none of these guys have been liquidated. This guy's fine, this guy's fine, these guys have equal lows. No buyer from here has been liquidated. All right, so I'm just a little bit aware of that. Don't like how this is building. Remember, we like deep pullbacks with traps for continuation higher when we're trading near and around all-time highs. Otherwise, you're buying high, you're at risk of getting slapped. And there's been no real back test of this area. When we think about where we broke out from, right? This is where we broke out from. We haven't really come and revisited it to make sure that this is firm. All right, so I am slightly aware of that. It doesn't mean I'm looking for the short. It just means that I'm waiting for a better signal down there, ideally. All right, a better signal down there, ideally, for a better value buy. Let's put it that way. It's probably a better way of putting it. But so far, everything bullish, right? You can see the last few sessions, right? Asia, London goes higher. Asia, London goes sideways. New York goes higher. Retests, Globex holds. Asia, London goes higher. Everything higher, 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 higher. Absolutely no reason to look to short this yet. You're going to need to see something very, very clear and obvious for that short setup. And remember, S&P has not taken out all-time highs yet. It's still trying to get up there. Moving into the main chart, you can see the trade we were talking about yesterday. Here's the short all the way back down into the clear level. And there's your inverted head and shoulder, and this is where they ran it overnight back into higher time frame supply now. So waiting to see how we operate here. I'd love something down here, even if it gets stuck for a short down and then to bid it back up, or if it gets flushed here, another short down and bid it back up. That would be offer some decent size and range on the day if it was going to do that. News this morning, we had those jobless claims. We were looking really for a print of 250 and over, given what Jerome Powell said the last couple sessions in his testimonies. If we got a print over that, he was looking to cut rates. So I don't know how that affects it because we didn't get a print over it. So let's just wait and see. We can have a quick look at the MAG and the ETFs. Let's move this to a 5-minute while we go over those. Okay, where's our ETFs? Spiders. All right, so you can see nice gap up, holding over previous day high. All right, so testing this RBS level here. For now, holding that all the time. We're holding that on the spiders, not looking for shorts particularly. All right, if we start to fail underneath this, very similar to the Qs and short potential down there, you're going to see the same setup here on the Qs. All right, so gapping up. Here's your RBS level. It's trying to hold this. All right, so it has the opportunity to do this, but if it keeps failing into here, then there is a gap fill potential. Let's have a look at the MAG. Most of it trading sideways. Apple, slight gap down, pretty much opening flat inside yesterday's range. Not much happening there. Microsoft gapping up near previous day's highs, very bullish there. Amazon gapping up, pretty much flat though, not a lot happening there inside previous day's range. So you've got a mixed bag here on the mat. Google gapping up above previous day high, so that's a strong one. Google and Microsoft so far strong. Meta gapping up at inside previous day's range. Nvidia gapping up above previous day's highs. Remember, Nvidia's at all-time highs now, just continues to break out. Looks strong. Tesla gapping down, but inside previous day's range. So watching Tesla to see how it operates previous day low, that 320 level. If we have a look at the VIX, VIX is gapping down as well. All right, remember we said low teens are coming, into low teens we are. All right, so when the market gets down here and starts going sideways, we look at the history over time. I can even go to a weekly. All right, you can see these are very bullish moments for the indexes when we're down into these. All right, and I'd say sort of above here, a little bit more risk off and definitely above 20s, but we're starting to come down into these low teens now, so potentially offering a new moment for the market to continue higher. But let's just see. We're just going to have to watch that because it's into a big area of demand, and it's probably due a bit of a bounce on the VIX and a bit of a pullback in the market. But I would not be surprised if they wait till next week right now. Move this back in. Other than that, I don't think we have any more news today. Let me just check. Some Fed talk now. Pending home sales, 10 o'clock. Orange folder, not too worried about that, but worth noting down. 7-year yield as well later on in the day. 1 o'clock, I'll be long gone by then. And for those of you trading this evening, you have red folder news in Asia. All right, so you've got Japanese unemployment rate, jobs claims, Tokyo CPI, and retail sales. So decent red folder news into the Asia session today, so worth watching for those of you who are trading that. All right, how are we doing here for time? 5 minutes, looking pretty good. All right, opening up also near VWAP, never something I want to see. So today's going to require a huge amount of patience. Not looking to get long at the highs. I would much rather a big flush in this market. But as we've seen, well, at least as I've seen the last few days that I've been here, there are no sellers in this market. Absolutely no one taking profits. There's no sell pressure. So we're not rotating down to lower levels of demand right now. So I want to be very, very cautious in this market, because until we rotate down to low, like bigger levels of demand lower down, I'm not sure that anyone is going new money longs for risk on up here. Not adding to their positions here, I wouldn't have thought. So I just want to be careful. Like we said, we've got that high time frame trend line. No one's really been swept. We're pumped up. This is the fourth day now opening up with a green bar. Well, actually, maybe Monday didn't, but did close green. Tuesday, big expansive bar. Wednesday, expansive bar, closed outside. And we're gapping up again today above previous day highs. So just want to be careful here. Bulls are in absolute control, but I do not want to be buying high of weeks. Let's see who's in the chat. I'll do my best to get to lunch today. I cannot guarantee it, folks. I'm really feeling pretty under the weather. Morning, Jeff, Jesse, Brandon, Willa, Chris, Christy, Anto, Clint, Raphael, Marek, Greg, Trentry, Mike, Shane, Peter, Thumper, Leron, Toby, Jake, Brad, Richard, Peter, Ilias. Good morning, everyone. Do me a favor, smash that like button nice and early, and we get this stream moving. Some of you might have seen that pin message in chat. If you didn't know, as of yesterday, Traderify changed their rules, and they changed it to benefit you, the trader. Unlike all these other firms who are making it harder and harder, they are doing the opposite. All right, so they've now moved from a 10-day to a 7-day payout rule. So you only need to trade 7 days now to be paid out 5 of those green. And that's all you need. Obviously sticking to their consistency rule. So if you're in any of the challenge accounts, once they go to active accounts, 35%. Consistency rule, if you're doing the straight to funded, it's 20% consistency rule. But other than that, they're making it easier. And to celebrate that, there is a 35% sale. Never been cheaper than that. The link is in the description underneath, or you can just use my code FCT. I would massively appreciate it if you do trade with them and use my code. It helps me just reinvest in the stream, do things like rebuild my website to help you all, provide more free content, etc., etc. So the more you help me, the more I can help you. If I stream tomorrow, hopefully I'll feel a bit better. We'll do a giveaway tomorrow. We'll do an Apex account giveaway tomorrow. Maybe I'll start chucking in some other stuff. I'll have a think what I can do tomorrow as well. Maybe we'll do an indicator, maybe the Flow Zone Pro indicator for TradingView, which is worth about $500. Maybe we'll do one of those as well. Willa Williams saying, Alex, get your rest. This week's market isn't worth your health. We appreciate you. Just doing pre-market with us is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I actively trade. Probably not well enough to do that. Trip was awesome. My holiday was awesome. It was just unfortunate. I got COVID on the last 2 days. So this is day 7 now, I think. Yeah, it's not fun. The new COVID strain is not fun. It started off as unable to regulate temperature and a lot of shaking and very uncomfortable body, and then sinus pressure, and then sweats for, this is like the 5th day of sweating, and now it's moved its way into gastric. It's really not fun. So if you see me run and leave the screen today, you know why. But other than that, the holiday was fantastic. Okay, 30 seconds to open. One thing I haven't done yet is check the liquidity. Are there any big levels? Not really. Nothing really on the book. Let's have a look at ES. Any big levels? Not really. Kind of pinned in from 175 to 155 on the ES. Yeah, this is not looking too hot here for a great day at the open. But let's see, folks. Plenty of time. Let's just let it develop. I'd love to see a move down. Could clear out on a move down. So here you go. Here's the open. Oh, gosh. Clear out some of this. sort the levels on my other screens here. All right, let me grab a tissue. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a bigger open than yesterday, or if we're just going to be low volume again and no real moves. Yeah, I've been taking zinc and had some ginger this morning as well, and honey and all that stuff. But honestly, it's just one of those things. It's a virus. It's gonna take its time to get out my system. We're just a bit unlucky. All right, seeing some sell pressure come in here this morning. See how they operate at the VWAP, if they're going to soak off this VWAP or in front of it. But we're just checking an RBS level really on the hourly. That old high we did yesterday and around there. So we're just coming back into that and finding bids so far. Same one we went over pre-market. All right, so this RBS level right here. We're just drifting into that and finding bids in front of it again, all the way in here. Don't know why that's so far out. Wicks both sides this morning. Look at that. Horrible action already this morning. Very much like the last few days. We haven't had much continuation, especially in the New York session. VIX failing here, trading downside, 1656 now, continues to trade lower. Give you a readout of the MAG. They're all gapping up. Tesla 0.75% up, Nvidia 0.25%, Meta 0.83% up, Google 0.66% up, Amazon 0.61% up, Microsoft 0.5%, and Apple 0.12%. Apple's been the lagger for sure recently. Apple has been the lagger. All right, are they trading downside here, back towards the VWAP again, back towards that RBS level again? Are they going to find absorption here to go higher, or are they going to let this baby go? Yes, with relative strength nowhere near its VWAP right now. There's VWAP, and there's the sweep. So how do they operate now? Taking out that little internal here. So any bulls who are bidding off here just got taken out. Let's see what they do now, if they turn it back inside or not. This is also London low here. Oh, I'm out of breath. That's how you know it's COVID. Can't even talk. Oh my days. Okay, that sweep being absorbed in front of the 500s. See if they go back over New York open here or not. Yes, with relative strength here this morning. Hi Alex, I did pass my first eval ever when you were gone, and now I'm trading an XFA, so I wanted to thank you for spending your time explaining stuff to us. Hey Camille, congratulations. That's awesome work. Awesome work. So I'm assuming you're trading top step if it's an XFA. Good work. Just take your time with it. Just stick to the same rules, same process. All you got to do. Don't change anything. Nice and slow. Don't be in a rush. And get to that 5-day payout. And the moment you're able to take payout on top step, I would advise you take your payout. You feel better mentally. You'll prove to yourself that you're able to take payouts. And then just slowly build that XFA account. And when you're ready, you can always add new accounts to it. Nice and slow, Camille. Good work. So you've got divergence here, NQ trading downside, ES trading upside right now. Struggling here, folks. Doing the best I can to stay as long as possible. I actually feel worse today than I did yesterday. Stomach is killing. Not much liquidity on the book this morning. Very, very quiet. Maybe they're going to wait for that new 4-hour candle and 10 o'clock news. Let's see. Yeah, still not taking out its highs, but definitely relative strength there. Pre-market highs are up at 71s, currently trading at 67, 68s. It's trying to push up there, 68.25, 68.50. It wants to go and clean all those players out. If it cleans up there and fails, and we get divergence here and then Q, we might get a drive lower, but you know, let's just see. Here's VWAP again on the Qs. Apple starting to sell here, gone red to on the day, green to red. Remember, that's been a bit weaker recently, and if you look at the daily chart on the Apple, it's nowhere near its highs. Some weakness coming in here in this market in the Qs. Oh, they're going to flush this down lower. No moves here really this morning so far. So what have you got? 50 point range? It's crazy how small and how tight it's got. 515s and 500 on the book. Maybe they're going to get down to those levels. Again, ES holding up. Tesla's starting to go red now as well. Are you going to get a flush here in this market? Take out these lows. There you go. Taking out the lows, maybe down to 500. Watch how it operates there. If we start getting weak here, remember we've got a way to go to close the gap. Yes, failing those highs multiple times now. Still holding its lower time frame algo though on the ES. So it's starting to clean up some of this trend line that we talked about. We're trading back into Asia high, London low right now. 500 over under. Pop start to fail, we might get a bigger wash here, but remember it's just very early in the session. You're only 8 minutes into the session. So there's the pop. Big buyer came in there. That came out of nowhere. ES still absorbing. Right, ES looks absolutely awful. The wicks both sides on ES here on the lower time frame. Morning Bella. Morning Tyson. So we're still under VWAP. Oh, I should put a anchor on. There's your anchor. Do they want to go for Asia low and clean out those levels yesterday at the low 400s? I guess that's the question. Most of the market holding up pretty well, other than Apple and Tesla. They're both in strong sales right now. The rest of the market all green. So Tesla over 0.5% down, Apple over 0.65% down. The rest of the market is still green. So you got a mixed bag there. VIX did find a bid in front of 1650, trading back upside 1664s. Want to see how it operates at previous day low, 1668. Does it start reclaiming that and PDC and start trading up through 1680? If it does that, the market's going to get weak or weaker. Yes, holding on very, very strong still. Not below its VWAP. Still comfortably holding on right now on the ES. SPY trading over its RBS level. Previous day high, it's just trading over that level, absorbing into previous day high so far in the spiders. You're just in a tight range here. There's a drive back into VWAP. Both VWAPs here. They start reclaiming that potential squeeze higher. ES going for high of day. It wants to get up to that high of day right now on the ES. Really not interested in being a buyer up here today. I think it's very, very risky. Even if it goes, I'd be very, very cautious. I'd almost let it break out and prove itself a few times. Remember, we're at all-time highs, and we've not coming back tested key levels on daily charts right now. ES does look like it wants to clear out higher. It really does. Keeps failing up there, but it looks like it just wants to pop through 71, take all those stops before it thinks about doing anything else. VIX trading downside again. So you got divergence. ES trying to trade towards high of day. NQ trading currently towards its low of day, low of session. So complete divergence here. Always makes it fun, doesn't it, when we have this? Makes it pretty much impossible to get a good read on the market. Protecting 500 so far on the Qs. 3 minutes left until you get your opening range. Here's your 500 test coming again. I'm just looking at like the 5-minute chart on ES and the 3-minute chart and the 2-minute chart. They just do not look good. As soon as you get to like 3 and 2, the amount of wicks both sides, it's not what you want to see, folks. This is not conducive to a good trading session, what you're seeing so far in the opening. How long have we been? 12 minutes now. You've got basically a 5-point range in ES. Really not conducive to a good trading session. So just be careful today. There's the 500 break. There we go. It's breaking 500. And yesterday, I've got an anchor VWAP down to 81 from yesterday. Get rid of that now. So NQ with relative weakness here. ES still just holding above previous day high. There is a chance for a bigger short here today, but not if ES needs to clear out first, it's going to make it very, very hard to time it. And I feel like ES wants to clear out the highs first before NQ even thinks or has the chance to go lower. NQ showing me it wants to try and drive down a bit lower and clear some of the stops out. ES is telling me it wants to go towards high of day and clear those stops out at 71. Until they're in unison, I think it's going to make it very hard. VIX also low of day. Again, you're in 71 points of range coming into the orb about to be set. It's just 71 points. Morning Calypso. So yes, having another attempt to get back to that higher day like we talked about. It's almost there. 69, it's 2 more points to go and it would clear everyone out, which is what the ES looks like it wants to do to me. The opposite of NQ. NQ looks like it wants to trade lower. ES looks like it wants to trade higher, but Tesla has just gone red to green. And Apple the only weak one left. So you've got divergence across the board right now. Does ES clear out the highs and then fail, or does it just keep bidding up? I guess that's the question, really. Oh, there's the answer. Didn't even clear out the highs there. That's insane. Someone's playing games here. No clear out of the highs on ES and got flushed into. Back down to previous day high again on ES and absorbed off there to the tick again. This is messy, folks. This is messy. Just a chop fest. Look at that on ES. Didn't take out the high. Flush back down. Probably caught shorts there trying to short the lows. It respected previous day high into 160. Bid back off there. 5 points off that already. And it will try and attempt the highs again to take out the highs. So you just got to be patient. This is... It's felt like the last few days. I mean, I haven't actively traded, but it just feels like a huge amount of games for basically no movement, which is never a good thing. VIX starting to bid up a little bit here, though. I just don't trust the short until ES takes out that high. I think it needs to take out the highs first. I don't think it's going to offer a short otherwise. I think it's just going to keep trapping and trapping, trapping and make it hard. Google now going green to red. The market is starting to rotate. Every one of these having a go at like testing their PDC and testing the key levels. NQ definitely feels like it wants to break down, but without ES joining in, it's going to be hard. Back testing that 500 over and over and over and over, and it keeps absorbing around that 500 for now. If we let go of it, I think we can get down towards PDC, honestly. Got to let go of it, though. Absorbing it again. This just flicks under and absorbs it. ES back to VWAP. Like I said, I think the easiest short would only come if ES takes out the high first. I think if it takes out the high and then fails, it's going to be an easy short. Otherwise, I think you've got lots of shorts and their stops built into ES at 170, and it's dangerous with that being the case. And the short today will be counter trend, and you could be looking to take out that Asia low, so back into 50s. And if we start getting heavy there, back into the 400s and 390s, there's liquidity, but it would need the whole market to roll with it. You're back to that opening range again, that 500 level. Yes, just sitting at VWAP. Bouncing off previous day high, trapped between VWAP and previous day high right now on the ES. Yeah, starting to let go of VWAP a little bit here, or attempting to, but again, still holding previous day high, which is its RBS level. VIX trading into previous day low. Like we said, these are the key levels now. If VIX starts to bid through previous day low and previous day close and starts getting above 1680, there is a bigger move in this market downside. But those are big ifs. It's not there yet. Market feels like it wants to let go here. Watching ES still not letting go of previous day high right now. Market's starting to go red here, as in the other Mag 7 starting to bleeding now. Tesla red, Nvidia red, Google red, Apple red. So let's see if some heaviness comes in here now with sub 500 for that all break. Do we get down to PDC, which would be 60s? Or does it just keep trapping and absorbing down here? Again, ES is still not through previous day high. I know I keep saying that, but it's still not through previous day high. There's no big flush through previous day high on the ES. It's trapped between VWAP and previous day high. It's not at low of session yet. It's not breaking down yet. You will need it to join in for this short to get down to PDC. It's just so slow the way that this market's moved the last few sessions. It's like tick by tick. Come on, let's go PDC. If you're going to do it, just do it. Make everything so hard the way it's a drip. That's what I mean, like lack of momentum and follow through. PDH here on the ES. Does it let go? Those of you playing Orb now, you can look for some form of retest or some form of structure. But just remember, your PDC is at 61. It's not very far away. Actually, a PDC, next level down would be PDL down here. So yes, again, absorbing previous day high, back testing VWAP now. Yeah, news in 9 minutes, and you get a new 4-hour and hourly candle as well. And we're testing that trend line. High time frame, this same trend line. Testing it again. So far, every time we've come into it, it's absorbed off it. No big orders on the book either. I'm looking at ES as well. Bit of a non-eventer. So inside the orb again, ES reclaiming its VWAP. VIX rejecting PDC. The chop fest continues. So no real sell pressure. We've talked about that at the beginning of the stream. Lots of games going on. No real sell pressure all week. Very hard to be a buyer up here. I'd love to be buying much, much lower down. I think we need to trap bears in for any move for continuation higher. Otherwise, you're just buying high of week, high of day, high of quarter, high of year, high of forever. And it's not something I want to do. Back to VWAP we go then. Still small range, 90 points. That's all you've got in the first 30 minutes. Said, I like the short idea, but I prefer it if ES takes out the highs first, which it still has not done. And that for me is dangerous. And we're in an overall uptrend. Remember, overall buyers are in control. So any short is a counter trend move. I'd like the short, not necessarily for me even to take the short. I just want it lower to bid it back up. Otherwise, we'd lack range. We lack shorts trapped. Impulse Studio is having success in overnight markets. So that does not surprise me. The moves from what I've seen look very, very clean and obvious. New York sessions look, well, I mean, I've only really watched the last few days since I got back. They haven't looked very good. Just a lot of chop for very small range. A lot of games for not going very far. This is dreadful, man. Can't believe I got up for this. Summer trading, folks. No volume, no continuation, slow grind. And we got 3 minutes. Like I said, ES wants to take out those highs, and that's the problem here. It's got all those stops at those highs, which it has not taken out. Oh, I've got the shakes, man. Market about to go green. The only thing left red here is Tesla and Apple, and they're not too far away, or at least Tesla isn't. So that flush was absorbed. Reclaiming VWAP now. Probably goes back towards the highs now, especially if ES catches a bid, but who knows. It really should come back down and test the orb or towards the low of the orb to see if it can put in a W or inverted head and shoulders, but right now it just feels like it's just going to squeeze straight up. It's just relentless grindy action. Like, you can't get involved with this as a buyer here. It's offered nothing to buy. So it's just shorts trapped. There you go. Just going to go straight back up. And this is all because ES never took out those highs. This is all why this is happening. It's just, from a technical point of view, it's not nice action. I don't think you really want to be trading this right now, folks. This is how you get yourself in big trouble. So you can see ES desperate to take out those highs, all those wicks it left out there. I'm sweating so much. Bear with me here, team. Oh my gosh. All right, here you go, Qs. And ES took out the high. There you go. So just like we talked about, the short might be present if ES takes out the high. So all of that was a trap to get back up to take out its high, which it's now successfully completed. No, Raphael, no trade. I don't think I'll trade today, Raphael. Honestly, I'm not well enough to trade. So I'm just here trying to help you guys out. But I'm not in a fit state to be trading. Okay, so, I mean, no real signal here. straight down and then just straight back up. All right, so it's never pulled back in to offer a buy opportunity, not in my book anyway. So yes, now clearing out the highs. NQ not clearing out the highs, but all of the mag now going green other than Apple. And this market continues to not have continuation. Just slow, grindy kind of moves. There's a new hourly candle, new 4-hour candle now as well. So that last hour kind of did rebalance lower, which offers a, looking at this, it's a rebalance lower, and it might be that it wants to move higher now. I mean, that is ugly. We're just playing trend lines now, apparently. That's all we're doing, just playing trend lines. So back to the New York Open here. Back to the opening range high. Bulls remain in control multiple timeframes. ES has cleared out the high. Remember, if ES starts failing now, it's done its job of clearing out the high. That's the one thing I would say. Fix new lower day. It's building that liquidity to move higher here by the looks of it. I just don't trust it. It's gone straight up off that low. Straight up off here. No pullback in to check any of these levels. Not retested VWAP, nothing. It's just gone straight up. I just don't trust stuff like that. Might want to clear these out like ES has now. Never really drifted into these levels of interest for me. I mean, we did break out from here yesterday, but we never even got down there. Never closed the gap. Close-ish, never closed it. So just a little bit dirty in how it looks. This hourly, did we just, no, that's a half hour. Did we just take out the high? We did just take out the high on this last hour candle. So we printed a new high on the New York session on this current hour candle. If it fails this and turns back inside, it's going to be very dirty. After going lower to go up, sweep the high and then go back down again. That would be disgusting, but it's possible. It is possible. So what I'm talking about is this move here is rebalanced. If we don't go higher now and we sweep this and we come back down, that would be really dirty. Trap all the shorts in, then reshort back down here. It would be a really, really dirty move. Right now, bulls are in control. So you'd want this to go higher really at this point after doing that rebalance. But if it cannot sustain a bid over 66, 67, I'd be concerned. And there's no liquidity on the book, folks. I mean, there's just no interest. No one's interested in playing. There's no big players here right now. Just let it settle down. Well, not even settle down. Let it try and do something to offer some range for you, I guess. Best way of putting it. New lower day again on the VIX. Sub 1650 now. Man, this is gross. $44 on that hourly. Back to the New York Open. is New York Open. Previous day high just beneath it. So they move back down towards VWAP now. So what I'm saying, they haven't pulled back to offer the buy. And I don't trust it because we've just taken orb high, orb low, and we're just going backwards and forwards. I wouldn't even trust this buy down here at this point. I do not trust what this market's doing right now. Because now ES has taken that high. If ES now wants to melt, it can. Very hard to trust this market given what it's doing. I'm just looking at the higher time frames. Like I said, on the hourly, we've now taken the high and turned back inside. This hourly candle is about to go red. So if we start failing 40s, we're going to go red on this hourly candle, and then it can dive lower. They're making this very, very hard. When I talk about easy setup trades, layup trades, this is not one of them right now. Definitely not. Unconvinced is the way how I'd put it. I'm unconvinced by this market's action this morning. I don't think it knows what it wants to do. I don't think there's any participants in this market with any confidence right now. I'm just like looking at the book going backwards and forwards. There's nothing on the book, and it's like going down and finding a bid and going up and finding a bid off like 4 contracts. It's like hilarious. Are they going to flush this down now at this point? There's so many games going on here. It's fucking insane. 44s, 44.25s. They're going to let this go at 44s. What's the story? Oh. All I'm talking about is this. There's nothing. Nothing. Just nothing here. Dead. Absolutely dead. Look at that. Even when I put it down, there's nothing there. Not something I would be interested in playing today from what I've seen so far. You're still inside the opening range. You're inside the initial balance. You're in an outside bar day. You're holding above previous day high for now after a morning flush. NQ has not taken out its high of day. ES has taken out its high. I mean, you've just got divergence every single place I talk about it. QQQ's made all-time highs. SPY hasn't made all-time highs. I mean, yeah. it is not conducive to easy action what's happening right now. Just be very careful. There's no trend here other than a slow grind up on multiple time frames, and the daily pro trend is up. But your day 4 of printing a new high here. Remember, you printed new all-time highs overnight in the London session. Only on the Qs, not on the spiders. All you're doing right now is you're back to where you opened the session. Just think about that. You're at New York Open. Nothing has changed. Zero. VIX new lower day, or trading at lower day again, 1650. Can't be short in this market. Can't think about shorts all the time you're seeing that. Breaking down now. Fresh lower day on VIX. Was it this bad all the time I was away, or have I just come back to like absolute junk? Terrible. It's been like this. Oh my gosh. That's shocking. Shocking. The reason it's like this is because no one wants to be new money long. Right? And that's why. And no, there's no reason to be selling. So when you've got no reason to be new money long, what does that mean? We haven't pulled back far enough for any institutions to be buying with size. So they're just sat in their swing positions, and all you're seeing is light volume trading backwards and forwards because no institution's really participating. And then this is what happens. You get this. So we need like either a big drive out, which will offer a short opportunity, or a big pull back, which will offer a long opportunity. If you're thinking, why aren't you getting long here on flow zones? It's because your target would be a Globex high or pre-market high. There's not enough, juice in the squeeze, and I don't trust it because the ES already took out the highs. Trying to build that inverted head and shoulder low time frame for a clear out of a high. But again, I just don't like the RR here. Doesn't make sense to me. So the problem is, if you're looking for a long here, your target's this. It's just here. Didn't pull back deep enough for me. No check of any of this. So this is what we're doing here, but I would have to take profit there, risking this. Entry here, 1-to-1, not for me. Don't like it, especially when ES has already taken the highs. That's the other thing. So not a valid setup for me in terms of risk reward. Apple now 0.5% down. They're just rotating these mags back and forth. They're still building that right shoulder for that squeeze higher here. Again, if like you want to take it, you can take it. Just for me, I don't like the RR in this, so I'm not really that interested. It looks good for it. Yeah, I agree, Raphael. That's what I was just saying. Like, it's just not something I'm interested in because my first target is too close. Think about where the liquidity is. It's too close. There's not much range to go for. Trying to squeeze like 20 points out of it or something, and you're gonna have to risk at least the same, if not more, depending where you entered. If you're in this long, make sure you're taking partials into this level here, 84s. So think about where you might be able to hold a run or two. If it really wants to get going today, 670s. Oh. Is there anyone on the book up there? No. This is what's worrying me when I'm looking at liquidity levels and I'm looking above. I'm like, there's just no one at home anywhere. 800 with a 60 lot. I mean, bit of liquidity into 600, but I mean, look at the sizing. We're talking very, very small sizing. We're at the edge of range. The session volume profile, this is the edge of it. So unless we can expand up here and hold above it, then it means we're probably looking at something like a failed auction type trade today. But too early to say that yet. We've got another 7 minutes left. Yeah, it's bookmap. 6174 on 61900 on ES. As in for targets, you're talking about? I mean, you basically just hit 74. You've got a daily imbalance on the adjusted contract all the way up into 6,207, somewhere like up there on the ES, if it really is going to get going. Sorry, folks, quiet, but there's nothing going on here. Five minutes left until the initial balance will be set. Liquidity on the book is at 85 and 600. Again, not big orders, but that's where it is. New high day, yes. New lower day VIX, 1638 now, continues to drift lower. Remember, all the time VIX is drifting down there, you cannot think about shorting the market. It's very bullish when you get into the low teens on the VIX, especially sub 15. This is just so bad, folks. When I'm looking at this and thinking, look how long, okay, we've offered this dip here, even this range here, 37 to 74, it's taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 minutes and still can't take out the high. I mean, it's just, that is a snooze fest. I feel for anyone trying to trade this right now, you're going to have to be incredibly patient in sitting in your positions. Yeah, you might well be right, Peter. I mean, time will tell. But again, like for me, looking at longs today, it just goes against so much. We're in breakout, but we're on high of week, high of day, high of year, never pulled back to any level, offering decent value to buy above the daily Bollinger and trading into these highs on the adjusted contract and no highs at all on the unadjusted contract. So it's just, for me, it's not a good long place. Like, this is not a place I'd want to be trying new longs. Here, like back down into here, maybe. Underneath all of these, definitely. I mean, that's a later in the year type trade. But buying up here, buying the high on every time frame, I just think, you know, you're asking for problems, in my opinion. Just in my opinion, how I trade, I will not trade like that. This just looks exactly like the high time frame chart, just straight up, no one getting liquidated. We talked about this on like these charts. Still, none of these players liquidated. The trend holding very, very firm. Shallow pullback, very shallow. Squeezes, when they're shallow pullbacks like that, they're normally squeezes. They're nothing more than that. It's just shorts getting caught. All right, initial balance now set. So holding orb, there's the clear out. We're going to take the highs. Still got a little bit more to go. 84 is the highs if it's going to clear everyone out. The high is over here. Right here. 84s. And then you're still pounding upside. Apple now underneath 200, cracking 200 on Apple while the market's moving higher. Tesla 0.5% down as well. Strength coming from those at all-time highs. Meta, Nvidia breaking out. Said it was a likely trade to get up here. It's just not. Didn't offer good RR for me. There's the sweep. Okay, let's see what we do now. If you're in this, you look good. You can hold your runners. How high does this want to go? Psychological number 600, 615 above that. I'm not seeing anything else on the book yet. The daily, the ES, get these levels in. So what do we say on the ES? 208, gap into 208. 208. Apple back testing 200 now. See if it reclaims it or if they sell versus this. Strength in the market coming from Meta and Nvidia this morning. VIX traded all the way down to 1630 there. So it's just melting back down after trying to close its gap this morning on the VIX. So remember, you're into auction versus failed auction theory now. So if we hold the initial balance, you're looking for continuation trades, technically speaking. If they fail that initial balance, you're looking for a rotational trade back down towards VWAP. If they fail VWAP, you're going back down towards the low of day. Those are the trades setting up for the remainder of the session now. Here's the back test coming now of your RBS and your initial balance and your Globex level. If they fail this, they can rotate down. Still liquidity set at 600. Initial balance being tested here. Flow zones pointing upside, market trying to drift higher. That's all we're in right now. Market just drifting higher. Day after day after day, it's just a drift. If you start failing the balance, though, we're going to go into a balanced day where you're going to be thinking about rotations. If they fail it. Yes, pushing back towards the 80s. See if it's going to break the 82s for a new high of day. NQ coming back down to the IB. So here's Globex and IB. How it operates here will be key. Remember, if they bid off this, they're looking for a continuation higher. If they fail this, you might get the possibility of a wash back down towards VWAP. Again, not in unison with the ES. Yes, nowhere near its initial balance right now. There's your IB. Now or never for the NQ. It has to absorb this to go higher, otherwise it's going to start getting stuck. And if it gets stuck, what's it going to look like? It's going to look like one of these. I've not got the energy for you to do this today. All right, if it gets stuck here, there is a trade back down to here. They can then bid that up or fail this for the full rotation back down to IB low. If they hold this, they'll be looking for expansion higher. This right here is absolutely key for the remainder of the day. Yeah, still comfortably above it, by the way. Back down towards the opening range here. These are the levels, and NQ will need to absorb these levels to go higher. Otherwise, it's going to start to confirm a rotational day back down towards VWAP. Still has liquidity up at 600. Still holding flow zones, reclaiming IB. What time are you at? Okay. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, still showing strength. Liquidity above on ES is at like 81 and 82s. And above that, up at 200s, obviously. Volume's just died right off since that last push. They start failing the RBS, you'll get a bigger move down because then the buyers would have had their move and got trapped up top. You can see all the volume came in here. So if we start failing underneath where volume came in, you'd expect they'll get trapped. All right, so there's the volume. Volume stepped in this breakout. All the time we're holding above this. Bulls are protected. They start failing under here. There's a bigger rotation because they get stuck. The other way of looking at it is why sell? What's the reason to sell right now? There's no catalyst in the market to be a seller. So it would just be if they choose to take any profit. And right now it doesn't seem like they need to, but let's see. Here's the level. Banging on that level at 70. And there's liquidity down at 50s if they want to do a wash, which is basically down to New York Open. Yes, very, very strong holding up. So here you go. There's the top of the orb. This is where it broke out from. They must hold this if they're going to move higher. Failure to hold this, I think they will be in trouble if they fail to hold this level here. It's where the volume stepped in, right here, 65, somewhere around there. Right here. That volume becomes sell volume. You might get a bigger wash down here, which will be a failed auction above the initial balance and a rotation towards VWAP, which is what you're starting to see happen now. The one problem again, like all of today, is the divergence. CS is still holding above its initial balance, just to make it extra tricky for you guys who are trading this. It's comfortably above its initial balance, building what could easily be a flag here on a lower time frame. So just very different charts. Nvidia failing inside its IB here as well, checking its RBS levels. Let's see how Nvidia operates at 156 is if it lets go here. Maybe the market starts to join in with it, but let's see. How's Meta looking? Meta's same kind of thing, checking an RBS, finding a bid at the moment. I have to see if Meta and Nvidia produce a lower high. ES right into its IB or coming into it. Just looks like a flag on ES. Look how it's built that drip down into it to make it extra hard to play. It's like everything being done here is very well constructed. It's being done for a reason. It's not by accident they've gone low volume drip, 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 drip down into that level. So if you're in versus IB for the rotation, you look good. I'd be taking a partial if you can get to New York Open and the VWAP. Partial here, and then just hold to see if it shows a willingness to wash lower today. Remember, all shorts are counter trend, but this is showing signs of a potential failed auction above the initial balance. I'll use the bathroom and be back. Okay, like I said, ES building that flag into IB. Look at the difference between ES and NQ right now. NQ traded under, coming back inside. ES has just dripped down into this and trying to find a bid off it. Amazon strong. I'm just going through the mag, seeing what's going on here. I mean, if you look at Tesla today, that pretty much sums up the market for me. Just nothing. No on risk on, no on risk off. VIX creating a new bear flag, starting to break down here. See if it makes a new low or not. Oh, I feel super ill, DK. I thought it was on the mend yesterday, but I'm nowhere near. I can't breathe deep. If I breathe deep, I'll cough. I've got stuff in my lungs. I've got gastric, and I can't hold my temperature steady. So 1 minute I'm hot, then I'm cold. It's COVID. It's that new form of COVID I've picked up in Europe, unfortunately. So I managed to leave my house for 5 minutes yesterday. So I haven't been out of my house for 4 days other than that. I'm going a little bit insane. It's not very fun. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, but could be worse. It's okay. Oh. I'd just be concerned if this builds a right shoulder here to go higher. That's the only thing I'd be worried about if you are watching this. Because VIX just built a bear flag and started breaking down on a 5 minute. Nvidia's coming back down towards its VWAP. Tesla's just chopping sideways at its VWAP. Meta's found a bid in front of its VWAP before now. You'd want to see Meta bid up to sort of 19, maybe 720 and fail there if you're thinking about a short in this market. Google looks pretty strong. Amazon finally getting a bit of a sell, coming back down towards its initial balance. Microsoft weaker on the day, and Apple just trading at lows near its IB underneath 200. There's just there's no volume, no continuation. It's very much like the same kind of story as yesterday for now. Here's VWAP on Nvidia, like we just talked about. It got all the way down there. Damn, man. I really hope it's not like this next week, because I'm hoping I feel better and well enough to trade properly next week. But this is poor. This is poor. The only time we had momentum come in was literally down here, and then it was straight up without a pullback. Now we're just building like a new channel again. Just this, so it's at the wick. Room. Man, any of you guys actually trading this? It's just not moving. No way, they just go back to bed now. I don't remember seeing a market this bad this many days in a row for a while, but I guess it's just been a year since summer. But I don't remember summer being like this last year. The volume's gone, certainly gone from the market. check what yesterday looked like. Yeah, look at the volume. It's gone. This is on the daily. It's completely gone. So just bear that in mind. We've broken out of all-time highs with declining volume. Generally speaking, it's not what you want to see. Definitely not. I mean, I guess this one here, when I said, you know, I'm not going to take this, it's probably going to take that highs out, but I don't like the RR. That was probably about the best trade you would have got today. How would have I bid that off? Probably would have had to risk that, so I probably would have been looking for some form of entry around here, which means risking this low. Let's call it 60. Not bad. 20, risking 23 points. What we would have made, I would have taken partial at the high. Yeah, it's 1-to-1. It's like, that's why I didn't take it. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's something I should have or would have taken, but even that, it's the exact reason I didn't take it. It was a 1-to-1. Is there any good sport on or anything today? I've got to do something with my day. I'm going to go mental. I'm sick of watching films. I need to watch something else. Nvidia back to view up again here. Tesla under its view up. It's just a chop fest on Tesla. Meta just above. Google looking strong, looking to push back up towards its open. Amazon trying to hold its highs above the initial balance. Microsoft is on the fail, back down towards its initial balance low. And Apple trading off its lows, trying to reclaim 200 at the moment. I finished Clarkson's Farm. I did that the moment it was out. I absolutely hammered that last series. F1 this weekend, yeah. Is there what day are we? Thursday? No practice yet. I've got to watch something. Is there any tennis? I'm going to be bored out my brain. Eastbourne, I could watch that tennis. That is about it. FIFA Club World Cup, is that today? Pre-game. Oh, I could watch that. There we go. Man City Juve, I'll watch that. Play some COD, yeah. My buddies were just texting me about that. Still rejecting IB. ES still above IB. Nvidia just trading at its VWAP. Market's just in a holding pattern. It's just going sideways. Nothing's happening here, folks. Absolutely nothing happening here. If you've sat still today, I think you've done very well. Shorts at the open were there, but they made sure pretty much no one could get any momentum in it. It was pretty gross if you think about the shorts at the open that we were talking about for a bigger pullback. unless you got this one here, and they built this back in. So if you got short there, you got taken out. You got short there, you got taken out. They washed it, and then they trapped and just ripped higher. And then the only buying opportunity was here. It's probably not buying on the way up here. Looking for a pullback into this level, never came. They are trying to frustrate people today, and they're probably doing a very good job of it. I'd wonder what the options chain looking like. Probably just burning time decay right now, I'd imagine. Nvidia letting go of VWAP here, folks. So just be aware of that. Doing its little dance under VWAP. Does it reclaim it? Did find buyers down here earlier in the day on Nvidia. 55.25. There you go. They're trying to bid off that same level. We just talked about it. 55.25 just in front of it. Trading back to VWAP now. So if Nvidia reclaims and starts squeezing, it might help the market squeeze up to the next level here. But if it fails, then maybe we go back downside. What's the time there? Oh, you got a new hourly bar. I almost missed that. That last hourly bar looks pretty gross. That wick high. Pretty gross. This chop, man. Nvidia reclaiming view up like we just talked about, and it might help this squeeze now. So bidding off that same level. Honestly, folks, I would honestly call it a day if I was you. I really would not bother even trying to attempt trading for, you're looking at 10, 20 point moves. It just makes no sense to be doing that. Your ATR, has been down as low as 5 and 4s per 1 minute candle. It's horrific. Do not get involved. Just leave it alone. Walk away. Wait for there to be some momentum in the market. We've broken out of all-time highs, and this is all we're offering. That should be speaking volumes to you. This is pathetic. This is a shite breakout. Nothing is happening here. We've got lower volume day after day after day after printing all-time highs in QQQ. It means no one's buying the all-time highs. No one's interested. No one really trusts this market that it's going to move higher. Otherwise, they'd be buying it, and they're not buying it. New high day there on ES. Tesla trying to get going now. Mag, other than Microsoft, looking okay. Google, Apple coming to view up as well. What are these dire ranges? This was pretty much off the Nvidia move, high low, reclaimed very up. Like I said, might cause a little squeeze in the market. And now, does it have any follow through is the question. think I'm going to leave it there, folks. Nothing's happening, and I'm exhausted just watching garbage action. Yeah, I'm going to call it. Not feeling too good, and I've sat around to watch nothing happen. It's like watching paint dry. So all I've been thinking about this afternoon is if you're already in the long, holding to see if it can go higher. I wouldn't be joining new money longs up here. It's pretty much suicide. Asking to get your head bitten. If we go back into rotation, that down into here, maybe they bid it up off here. If they get stuck there, we rotate lower. But again, there's just no unison. Nothing's singing the same song right now. Even though the MAG are all green, even when I look at them, like Tesla's gone green, but it chopped all day sideways, and it's just like peaking up towards its initial balance. Nvidia is starting to sell underneath the VWAP. Meta is failing its push to IB so far, but lots of time yet. Google has traded up towards, or at least reclaiming or going back towards where it failed from this morning. Amazon has had strength, but is failing in front of 15s. Microsoft looks heavy, coming back down to IB low, and Apple cannot get back through its VWAP. So you're just in, they're all over the shop. It's not like they're all selling, all buying and bidding up. It's just a mess. And when it's like that, this is what you can expect. Just terrible price action. Remember, your job is to preserve capital, both your actual capital, as in your money, and your mental capital. And if you're going to sit here trading crap like this, you're probably going to burn all your mental capital. And then when a good day comes, you're not going to have any left. Right? So just back off it, let it do what it wants. Let it, take all the newbie trading money for 5 and 10 points, which is completely pointless. Let it do it. If you're already in the long, you can sit in it. But other than that, just leave it alone. Come back tomorrow, see what you get tomorrow. All right, team. Peace and love. Take care. I really hope none of you get this. It's not fun. And we'll try again tomorrow if I'm feeling up to it. Peace out.